It was supposed to be just another family outing. My wife, my kids, and I pulling into a packed parking lot. Music on, windows down, that perfect weekend feeling. But that mood changed fast. There was only one spot left. And even that was a joke. Crammed tight, almost blocked off by a shiny BMW parked like its owner thought the world revolved around him. It was angled just enough to scream, "I don't care about anyone else." I flagged down the parking attendant and asked if there was anywhere else. She shrugged. "The system says this is the last available space." So I carefully eased into the tight spot, barely 3 centimeters between us and that BMW. I had to squeeze out to the passenger side, while my kids giggled and my wife rolled her eyes. It wasn't ideal, but we made it work. At the time, I thought that was the hard part of the day. I had no idea what was coming. After a few hours of family time, we strolled back to the lot, laughing, tired, ready to head home. But the BMW was gone, and both of my rear tires were flat, not just low. Sabotage, clean, deliberate deflations. It hit me like a punch to the chest. My stomach turned. My wife's face dropped. My kids looked confused. I walked around the car in disbelief. That sick, cold fury started to creep in. I called the attendant over. She came running, eyes wide. We both stared at the tires. Then she called her manager. The response? "We'll send mechanic within the hour." My wife and kids took a taxi home. I stayed, alone, angry, embarrassed, watching cars roll in and out while I stood in the shadow of someone else's arrogance. But I wasn't just mad, I was determined. I pulled out my phone and dialed the police. Then I told the parking manager I wanted the security footage. They said they couldn't release it without an official complaint. Perfect. I filed one on the spot. You see, I could have walked away, but I've got a little rule. If someone tries to walk all over you, you plant your feet and make damn sure they trip. So I began what would turn into a 2-year war. The mechanic finally showed up, filled my tires. I drove home, and then I started calling, emailing, pushing, every single week. I demanded the footage. 3 months. That's how long it took to get the right video. First they sent the wrong camera angle, then the wrong time frame. I kept records of everything. Finally, I got the good stuff. Crystal clear footage. BMW guy walking up, looking at my car, clearly annoyed, making some smug little gesture, then walking back to his car, pulling out and deflating both my tires. And here's the kicker. His license plate is in full view, with the evidence in hand. I amended my police report from incident to vandalism, and I named him directly. A few months later, I received a letter, arbitration offer. Let's make this go away quietly. I refused. Cold. I added the offer to my case documentation and made it clear we're going to court. That's when the phone call started. First from a slick lawyer speaking on behalf of the guy's father. He offered me a few thousand sols to be reasonable. Said the kid just got emotional. A harmless mistake. I should be an adult, not let it ruin his life. This wasn't a mistake. This was malicious. Don't call me again. But they kept calling. Every few months. Different lawyers, different tones. Some threatening, some begging. I made sure to document every last word. 11 months later, January this year, we finally got a court date. I walked into that courtroom with my lawyer, head held high. Across from us, BMW guy, Martine, sitting next to Daddy and a very nervous-looking lawyer. One final time, they tried to settle. One final time, I refused. Then we rolled the tape. There was Martine on full display. His smug little scowl, his angry gestures, his cowardly move, letting air on my tires, walking off like no one would ever hold him accountable. There was no defense, no explanation. The judge didn't need long. Verdict, common vandalism. Sentence, 50 days of fines at 50% equals about $1,700 US. 90 days of home arrest. They tried to appeal. It got denied. And just last week, I received official confirmation. The verdict is final. Martine has until October 10th to pay me in full, or his home arrest turns into jail time. Yesterday, they called again, but not to negotiate, just to ask for my bank account number to transfer the money. Today, the funds hit my account. On Monday, I'm reporting it as received. Case closed. But that's not all. I did a little digging. Turns out Martine's university doesn't accept home arrest as a valid excuse for missing class. He's losing the entire academic cycle. He won't graduate on time. All because he couldn't handle parking like a decent human being. I didn't slash his tires. I didn't yell. I didn't threaten. I let the system work because I knew I had the truth, the proof, and the patience. Now he's locked inside his own home, watching his future slip through his fingers while I enjoy a peaceful weekend with my family. Justice doesn't always move fast, but when it lands, oh, it hits hard. Some people think money can erase consequences. Others think being young is a license to be cruel. But sometimes, all it takes is a little persistence and a whole lot of stubbornness to remind them actions have consequences. If this story gave you that warm, fuzzy karma's real feeling, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. What would you have done if someone flattened your tires? And of course, subscribe for more true stories where revenge isn't just sweet, it's perfectly justified. Would you like a second version with a darker, more suspense-driven tone? Or prefer background music and SFX suggestions to match the beats of the story?